I remember laughing at a site's FAQ explaining the possibilities on how and what DMT does and or is. I was 16 years old when I started experimenting with psychedelics. They remain some of the most amazing and beautiful experiences I've ever had, sometimes the most terrifying as well. It wasn't until recently that I had obtained a large amount of DMT. I had been waiting for more than 2 years to finally break through. Here is my story. I reached for large doses of DMT rather quickly. I started off with lower doses at first, getting a mild body high and visuals similar to the peak of an LSD or mushroom trip, only lasting around 5 to 10 minutes. I was getting these levels at first with a group of friends, as so were they, but none of us ever came close to breaking into a hyperspace. I started to have my doubts, but I knew that there was still more to the substance. I perhaps hadn't perfected the technique involved with smoking it out of an oil burner or a glass vaporizer. It wasn't until recently, when I finally perfected the process in vaporizing and smoking the substance, that I began to reach a breakthrough of some sort. Colors would randomly appear in front of me, merging within everything, becoming one. It was an amazing feeling. I was getting to this place, the highest level of DMT. I assumed this was the hyperspace everyone was talking about. However, I was wrong. The first time it happened, I was in my apartment, by myself, away from friends, family, all of that. I did it sitting in a pretty comfortable gaming chair I got for Christmas one year, which was set up in my room. I was able to get around 3 very long big hits when it happened. It wasn't really like being shot out of a cannon into hyperspace or anything like that, but something different. It was in fact more like teleportation. I was teleported into an alien spaceship compartment flying through space. I don't mean like it was kind of like an alien spaceship, or I thought it was an alien spaceship. No, it was an alien spaceship. There weren't colors everywhere. I couldn't feel the ship moving. Everything that was occurring was strange and foreign. Nothing was making sense. But in my brain, I knew this was normal, because it was real. Every single thing on the ship had elaborate details. Most of the ship's machinery was like nothing I had ever seen, yet somehow I could sense the importance. I didn't feel like I was dreaming or tripping. It felt like I was a real being occupying a different space from our own. The entire time I sat there, not being able to move but just gaze in amazement, when suddenly I felt an overwhelming presence. I felt an alien presence above me, like they were watching me, observing me. They began talking to me telepathically, communicating with me through thought, trying to show me things, or perhaps they were trying to experiment with me. I was so afraid, confused, yet amazed at the same time. It seemed like I was there for almost an hour, and maybe I was. My perception of time went out of the window. My mind was in shock. The last thing I remember while being in that spaceship is a robust telepathic signal from one of the aliens, which triggered something inside of me. I was able to look down at my legs and arms and see my bones twisting and turning. My hair was slowly growing thicker and thicker as I was turning back into a monkey. It was so real, I just can't stress that enough. I was totally freaking out when everything suddenly teleported back to my room, back to my reality. I had this crazy theory, like the aliens knew I had DMT and were trying to contact me, show me things while I could see them when my third eye was activated. Throughout the experience, I could see energy coming up my body, telepathically communicating all through in and throughout my body. Energy shifting around me, life as I know it, showing me that there is so much more than the simple physical realm of fantasy that I live in.